outside, and a lot of exportability of crops have started. New products are leading to lower residue levels. So I'm sure these technologies all of us will adopt and work together for building a stronger nation. Thank you.
Ankur, thank you very much. I think you spoke about customer centricity as well as words of wisdom, how these kind of acquisitions or collaborations will be shaping up the global scenario also.
Yeah, so these acquisitions will lead to consolidation of research and technologies, and as I mentioned that it will not just influence for Indian consumers or Indian markets. We all know that the export of crop protection from India is crossed 5 billion mark. We will certainly see with acquiring these assets, technologies, there will be a lot of exportability happening, and we will play, as Indian businesses play a significant role in global agriculture ecosystem, whether it is seeds, whether it is crop protection, or whether it is the very growing and important biological segment. So we will definitely see Indian participation in the global agriculture ecosystem.
Thanks, Ankur. I think you not only said it in few words, but as Bayer, we also saw something, you acquired technologies in a big way. Now, talking about the technologies and the consumer and the customers of Nile, I know you said your background is farming family, but when you sit on the other side of the table and see the technology that is transforming most of the sectors in the country as well as in the globe, how you see that AI is going to play an important role not only on the back end of the services, but on the front end of the customer-facing colleagues or the teams?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I will answer this question in two parts. One is, how the technology is transforming the lives of the farmers, right? So, and other piece is how the organizations can be ready for this transformation that AI is bringing. So for farmers, like when 4 years back I started working on AI in agriculture, and as Ankur was mentioning that this is the technology, like AI is generative AI is the technology which is so simple to use that first time ever agriculture is far ahead than other sectors to use this technology, because there are so many countries which are using which are farmer intensive countries, but they were not ahead in technologies because farmers were not able to use these technologies. But when we started like 4 years back, farmers were really apprehensive of using technology to understand whether moisture is there in their soil or not, whether what kind of seed they need. They would come to us and tell us, okay, I don't need AI to tell me whether my soil needs irrigation or not. So that is a kind of transformation now we have seen. The farmers are telling us, we need some technology to tell us what crop I can sow. So we did this experiment, 4 years, started this experiment 4 years back with ADT Baramati in Maharashtra only. And like Ankur was mentioning that, technology we build outside and then bring it to India. So our research team worked with farmers and we figured out a technology wherein all the data from satellite, from soil reports, from crops, whatever was the past data, weather stations, every data was collected, and over a period of 2-3 years of learning, now we are able to tell exactly what seed should be sown, what is the depth, when is the irrigation required, what kind of irrigation, how much fertilizer, what configuration of the fertilizer is required, and this is, in fact, we are able to predict the pest infestation, comparing the heat and weather situations of the past and what pest has infested that time. So that kind of granularity was never expected by the So now we are able to tell them what is the yield that you will get in a year, in after a year. They can plan the transportation for the same. So this is the kind of the change that farmers are seeing, organizations are seeing, and we are able to improve the productivity by 40% in ADT Baramati. And now government is working on adopting this in their own, in all the farms, right? So that is the farmer piece. Like AI has really simplified the way they can use this technology. Second piece is how organizations can adopt this. Like today, it is not only adoption, it is using the technology to the full potential. So, how these organizations are using are four steps, right? One is uh, enabling and empowering your employees. How to make them work smarter than harder. So you provide them tools and services so that within available time they are able to give better outcomes. Like for in Microsoft only, uh, we do not take notes. We have agentic framework. Whatever repeatable task I have, that is done by the agent. So we are moving from a automation or a data-driven decisions to AI autonomous decisions. Like if I take an example of agriculture, uh, we can come to know that data-driven decision would be pest infestation has happened, right? But AI-driven decision will be predictive, whether what kind of pest will infest, and then you be ready for that kind of pest infestation. That kind of fertilizer, pesticide should be available in that particular area for farmers to react and save their crops. So this is the kind wherein you can always prepare your agronomists to take these kind of decisions or agents to take decisions on behalf of agronomists. So that is the first part in an organization. Second part is how you can reimagine or reinvent the customer satisfaction. Similarly, like I was talking about farmers, how simplified the engagement of the customer now is. So look at the example of Air India. Now they have simplified their booking, their boarding pass, check-in, so simplified, right? So this is the kind of engagement that you can improve with AI. Third piece will be how can you improve the business processes, right? So the business processes that I have already mentioned, that whatever business processes, meeting invites, automatic sending of meeting invites, taking meeting notes, everything is automated. So when you are saving time of your employees, doing more with less, then you are always available, your employees are always available for innovation. So that is, I think that answers your question.
Wonderful. I think, Sapna, you said three terms stuck with me. One is efficiency. The second one is decision making, faster decision making rather, or very early decision making. Third one is simplicity. So one small extension of my question comes in is there any plans to scale it up? Because I have seen Baramati thing a couple of times. It's really out of imagination of the local farmers at this point of time, and they're taking best benefit out of it. Are you having some plans to collaborate with organizations in the country
No,
and move on?
we are collaborating with multiple states. We are working in Kerala, we are working in AP at a scale level, right? In Kerala, the entire state is using AI. The Kisan card is there, which is done through AI now. All the farms are enrolled with their Kisan card, and now when they go to the application knows as to this farm, this Kisan is relevant to which card and what crops have been sown. So the advisory is very, very specific to that particular farm. So similarly, we are doing in AP also. UP we are planning. So it is like we are doing the scale motion, not only with ADT Baramati. With ADT Baramati, we are trying to scale in Maharashtra. We are trying to work with sugar boards also. So scale is happening. Of course, it will take time because lot of firstly acceptance of technology is now it is too much. It is acceptable to everybody, but having from government side, if you go, lot of things come up. So that is why the scale is slow, but it is happening.
No, I think with this agri stack happening from the government side,
Yes.
this will be very helpful to combine both sides
Yeah,
and
because,
take it forward to the customer. Thank you very much, Sapna. I think moving to you here, there are conventional methodologies that we all adopt, and the cost is always a critical piece for the industry. Now, I'm looking at you to give us a challenging ways that you adopted or you suggested in your career to see how the high quality solutions can be bring in with you know, producing at a affordable cost in comparison to the developed nations, or even with comparison to our neighbor like China.
Right. Very interesting question, Mohan. See, first is we as agrochemical industry or agri input industry, we talk about cost. I think first we need to bring in a paradigm shift. What is cost? It is, instead of talking about an ex-factory cost, we should talk about the landing cost, right? So ex-factory cost is your manufacturing cost, your factory overheads, and your basic, logistics. But what is important is, what is the landing cost at the end users level, where ex-factory cost plus logistic cost, finance cost, depending on the country, we are thinking global, tariff cost. So all this we need to take into consideration, number one. We as the manufacturing industry, we need to also think about, we need to be cost effective. We need to offer the best product at a very competitive price today. Now, a lot of things, I mean, where the cost goes up is definitely putting steel on the ground, the capex. So instead of now focusing on building manufacturing asset, we need to shift to a model of asset collaboration or asset asset partnership. You cannot make everything on your own as we grow. Every organization, for an example, today India is the global leader in certain chemistries. A synthetic pyrethroid, we are global leader. Can we make everything on our own? It is impossible. So can we take that as a model? Today, to make synthetic pyrethroids, take cypermethrin as an example. Mohan, you are from Bayer. We really do not need to import much. CTC is available. CMSC, MPBT we make in India. Now take similar models. Today, India is taking strong positions in certain other chemistries. Take an example of sulfentrazone, right? We manufacture sulfentrazone, we started in 2018. Today we're the largest manufacturer in the world. And we have created a manufacturing partnership, talking about making job workers, developing them to make exclusively some intermediates for you. So create that ecosystem. Third is coming to the farmer focus, what is very important, and each of us are talking about it. I think the time has come, we need to talk about cost. We think about manufacturing or launching a new product. Instead of saying, what is my manufacturing cost and what is my overhead and then add my margin, we should look at it in a different way today. We should think about what is the per acre cost. Get back from there, what is the distributor margin, dealer margin, come back to formulation cost, come back to technical active manufacturing cost. And there we should know, if you are making a technical active, what should be your ex-factory cost. So these are few things I feel that going forward, we as an industry, we need to look at, and collaboration is the way forward. You talked about an interesting topic at the end is our biggest competitor. See, it is always good to have a strong competition. That is how we grow. China, they have certain advantages, certain natural advantages, say phosphorus. They are actually blessed with phosphorus. Instead of us looking at trying to make things as competitive as China, or let us try to see what best we can buy and make, a mix of both. The certain key intermediates which we can buy from China instead of putting still on the ground in India. Vis-a-vis, there are certain chemistries where we can take a strong position. And last but not the least, change of approach from selling product to selling concept and solution. Instead of, see, China says we are selling CTPI. Can we start saying that we offer solution to Lepidoptera and pests, right? In paddy, vegetables, and cotton. So, change of approach. This is the high time that we make a differentiation there. And then Indian companies are going global. Ankurji, you have shown a way of taking over an entire company, but I think the journey started sometimes back. You started acquiring brands. Dhanuka started. We have recently acquired Bayer's entire flubentamide business globally. So I think Indian companies are going global. So these are few thoughts I would like to put on the platform. Thank you.
Wonderful. Abhijit, I think as I was thinking, the conventional mode is not only putting everything on our own, but picking up the pieces together. And having a competition is always good, but somewhere that also makes us to work harder to supersede the competitors, right? Thanks for putting it. And also you said Bayer flubentamide. I feel sometimes sitting on the hot seat next to Ankur and Abhijit, our company is only giving you the technologies. Now I have to think of my future. So let me shift with my future to green technology in a strong way. That last 10 to 15 years, there was a lot of efforts in the past also. But today, in this kind of transformative days, we are very clearly seeing that consumer, that end consumer, I'm talking, the person who is consuming the food, is looking at, the tracking of the food from where it is coming, so that he and his family is safe. Now that's where the green technologies comes in, but very limited opportunities were available. I would like to hear from you how the transformation is happening in green technologies and how it will be influencing us in India as well as in the global.
Sure, thank you. I think I'm the only one here representing the nutrition industry. So I think that's, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but in terms of plant nutrition, in the last 57 years, all that Aries has done has been green technologies, even before it was called that, because right from the beginning, we have been advocates and pioneers of chelation technology, which are the basis of residue-free plant nutrition. We are a great sweet spot between, the bad chemicals and the organic utopia. It's a great sweet spot. Chelation is a process which makes our minerals chemically inert and therefore non-reactive. And we do chelation both in synthetic as well as in organic forms, in amino acid forms. So green technologies for us began with chelation. We also then moved on to lowering the chemical load onto soils with our high density NPKs. So our high density NPKs today are an alternative to China. We invested heavily in this technology and we've now made alternatives to China. We are very proud that we have reduced our import dependence as a company from almost 60% down to 18% right now, which means we frankly are pioneers of the Make in India concept, and we demonstrate Make in India every day in what we do. Again, reducing chemical load to 200 grams versus kilos of water solubles and tons of traditional NPKs. So again, in terms of reducing chemical load, we have been able to get high density NPKs out there. The third way is actually customization. Today, my own company customizes for 120 different crops and agroclimatic zones. The idea of customization as a green technology using chelation and water solubles is you are only using the technologies that are, the minerals are required, and you are not unnecessarily loading your soil or plant with more than the customized nutrition. Now, when we look at this, the fact that we are in 26 states, 13 countries, 11 million farmers, the use of AI and ML has been something that we had no choice. It was, the complexity was so immense that we had to do it by default. Of course, now we customize, therefore, down to almost 100 plus formulations. We are soon going to have an India-first farm gate customization for nutrition solutions, again using very heavily on the AI that we are using, from soil testing all the way up to the entire crop cycle. In terms of policy space, to advocate all of this, we need very, very strong government intervention in terms of policy. I sit on the Niti Aayog double farm income committees, and we have introduced in that policy making balanced nutrition a national imperative as a key element of national policy. Now, the reason that is crucial is because everyone talks about plant protection, where you save, you're really protecting the plant, but in any man's country, food is cheaper than medicine. And unfortunately, there's a very little being discussed on integrated nutrient management, whereas integrated crop protection, crop management is really in everyone's lexicon. So we are trying to get nutrition mainstream. We use customization, chelation, and high density NPKs as methodologies to reduce chemical load and therefore be green. Biostimulants are another area. Biostimulants, again, is a very big area of emerging green technologies in India, where you are naturally giving the plant the possibility to improve its own resistance and productivity. And I believe that biostimulants went from being a no man's land to becoming everybody's land in the last couple of years, where everyone kind of wanted to look at regulating this particular industry. That regulation has created complexities, but at the same time, it has given at least a baseline in terms of the list of products that are now recognized. Earlier, you were in no man's cowboy's land. We really didn't know what was going on. But at least now we have to navigate this regulation, but at least we're navigating something which is certain and not something which is unknown. So biostimulants are another emerging area where I certainly believe, along with the other three areas I spoke about, it will create a bedrock for that. Just a last point before I move on. How do we now ensure that the farmer understands this? Because, we may understand it in our laboratories, but for a farmer, it is very important to keep it as simple and easy to understand. So whatever complexities and customization we do, what we ensure as a company is, for the farmer, it is a very simple voice-enabled notification that goes to tell him exactly what to do at different stages of the crop cycle. I believe that is the best way to communicate, is to keep all the complexity with us and leave it extremely simple to the farmer. We have, in the last 15 years, put 11 million farmers onto India's first loyalty program at that point in agribusiness, where today at a farmer level, I know what is going on. For the last 15 years, every farmer's what they are producing, what they are actually buying from us to make that produce, and that has now become a great lead indicator in terms of understanding what the farmer's needs are and then customizing for that purpose. So I think, again, that enables using the right quantity and not overly loading unnecessary chemicals onto the soil.
That's really wonderful. I mean, thanks for summarizing it very nicely. I think micronutrients and biostimulants, to some extent, I say it's not fully there, but it is much needed. Scale it up to the number of smallholders that we have in the country, as well as in the critical. I take one point from your side, that Atmanirbhar or even Make in India topic that you're bringing up. I'll try to summarize in time, Raj, because we have left with 1.5 minutes. I have 32 years of experience in Bayer and in agriculture industry. And in the past, multinationals used to find a molecule or find a technology for the Western world, and that we used to adopt. But now multinational thought process has changed. Not now, but I think a decade or 2 decades back, it changed and started looking India as a market which is profoundly creates value. So the research has gone into the direction where what Indian farmer needs. But now with the efforts of Ankur and likes of Ankur and Abhijit, and also Rahul, the way you portrayed the picture, I'm sure the global industry will be looking at India not only as a market that can take anything out of shelf, but the market which demands for the best. So we are here to serve the community of farming And I'm sure farmer is not looking at the cheap solution at this point of time. No way. That has changed. I mean, I remember the good olden days of monocrotophos and even the pretilachlor and butachlors of the world, which was coming at 40, 50 rupees. At that time, 50 rupees is a strong cost economics for the customer. But today, the same farmer is talking about quality herbicide, which may cost him around 2,000, 2,500 to save his return on investment from the farm. So I think with all this coming together, an added tadka or even the icing on cake, if you call, of AI coming in to help the farmer to understand and make decision for the best what he needs or his farm needs to produce the best for the population. I think we need not better any better platform today, and I'm sure with this conclave or with this discussions that we had here will guide us to the future to take more steps from other colleagues of the industry also. Thank you very much, Ankur and Abhijit, Sapna and Rahul. Thank you very much.
Ladies and
It has been
gentlemen, a
privilege for
warm
me.
round of
Thank you.
applause for our four being present on this dais. With that, I would request Mr. Rajkumar Agarwal to come up on the dais to felicitate our fellow forum. With a warm round of applause, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, though I couldn't sit here, but I was just moving around, I could hear the whispers. The tone is set. Thank you so much for that. I think what a wonderful way, you can see the crowd standing behind. That's a good way. So